We're back with Tommy, and we're going to talk about the girl he met 2 days ago that he's moving in with her tomorrow.
Yes.
You don't know her really, other than a name,
I don't even know her last name.
and you don't even know if she's married or not. I mean, have you asked that?
She has an engagement ring on.
Oh, okay, Tommy, uh, w you have to explain yourself here.
Well, when I saw her and I saw the ring, I said, "You're married." And she goes, "My husband, I was, no," she said, "My fiance, we're the day before we were to be married, he was killed in a car
Oh,
accident."
oh, I'm so sorry.
And
Alright.
so she does not have a boyfriend. She's about,
The day before they got married,
he got, he died in a car accident.
in a car accident.
And
That's
so she has
horrible.
not
How
had a
long ago
boyfriend
was that, did she
5
say?
years ago.
Oh, so
So
she
she's still
still wears
wearing,
the engagement ring.
which pushes away all the men, right? And that's why I said, I speak the truth. When I see the ring, oh, you're pushing the men away.
Yeah,
You
that's
see,
true.
that's what
That's
she's
why she's
doing.
wearing it, yeah.
That's what she doesn't have a boyfriend. That's good. So we got to talking and we're together and hours. And
Now,
she's,
obviously, she's Filipina.
yes, yeah,
Age?
about 35 ish.
She lives in Duma here.
Yeah. She has her own house
Oh,
and
very
she's
good.
working for the government.
Okay.
She is an immigration officer. Her English is excellent because every day she's dealing with all these
She's in
expats
the office here in the
here in
immigration
the
office.
McGetty office. Yeah. She saw me. I didn't see her. And I always said, I'm going to let the Filipina find me.
Now, again, I don't remember, I swear, but there's so much information here. Where did you see her? At the mall?
Right. I was walking the Robinson Mall
Okay.
2 days ago,
And she stopped you and went in
and
front of
basically
you.
she kind of
So
stopped
she
me. She
pranced on
she
you.
recognized me first. I'm just seeing a pretty Filipina,
Yeah,
so I speak Pasaya, so I
a little
said
bit.
that. It's just starting. I'm writing a new book.
I want that book. I need to learn
It's
how to speak
it's
sign.
the new book I'm writing right
Oh,
now,
it's a
and
new
it's
book.
called
Okay, it's a different book.
How to Speak, Read, and Write a New Language in 30 Days. Now, if
All
I
right.
can't do it in 30 and I do it in 45, I'll change the title. It'll be 45 days.
It
So,
might be
yeah,
45.
but I'll get you the book there.
Better give us 60.
Yep.
So in 2 months, even give it 3 months. 3 months is long enough. I mean, anybody can't study something for 3 months. It's not worth learning. That's why I feel about it. Anyway, so have you gone on a date with her?
No, but we've been
Lunch, dinner?
together. Yeah, we've been together for many hours.
And you talk and the conversation flows. I
Yes.
take it.
Yep.
But you're easy to talk to. So
But on the other side, she's quitting her job basically now because that's the thing that you have. The Filipinos have no time for you. That has been the biggest impediment for me. I'm going to tell you, all the people watching this, when you
wait, is
come
she
here,
quitting her job for you or
no,
on her own
she's a
choice?
nurse. She's a registered nurse
She works at immigration.
and she works for immigration now, but her new job starts on May 5th.
Oh, okay.
And she's going to be a nurse
And she'll do
making a
better.
lot more money.
Making a
And that's what I came here for, was looking for a nurse. So she fits the exact profile what I was looking for in that age group. No children and no boyfriend and a whole long
really?
list.
She's
She
45, was it?
about 35.
35.
Yeah.
She's 35, so she's quite a bit younger than you, obviously, but that's normal here.
She's 18.
I'm sorry?
I'm 23 and
Yeah.
she's 18.
No, no, no. In your mind, I
Yeah,
get it. But she's 35 in real life.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're this is too much. Okay, so she's quitting her job. May 5th, she starts a new job at a hospital.
Right.
Which hospital do you know?
No, it's
Okay.
one here.
And
And
you're moving in with
I'm
her.
moving in because there's no rent. She said I can live
Well, is
here for
that the only
free.
reason why you're
Oh, there
moving
you
in? No,
go.
I ask. I mean, is that the only reason why you're moving in, or are you moving in because you like her?
Oh, I like her a lot, but it's going to take time to find out
Did
because
you tell her that?
I don't even know her,
Well,
So it's a
you
great
tell her
way.
though. You talked about this
It's a great
as
way to, because
adults.
there's no time. These Filipinos are working 10, 12 hours
Yes, I
a
know.
day, 5 and 6 days a week
For no money.
for no money. And they have a Sunday off and they're doing their laundry and they're being with family. There's no time for you. And that's the biggest impediment I have realized after about 4.5 months here, that they have no time. And what do? You can pay them, but then they have a job. At least some of these Filipinos have a very good job, and you can't take them away from their job
No,
because they're working
they
to
don't
pay for
normally
their
drop their
family.
job for they don't, even if they find a guy, they're not going to drop that because
Right.
they're afraid that if it doesn't work out, then they don't have a job. I don't know if you knew it or not, but Filipina working here has to. They don't want you to go. So if you're going to leave, you have to work for a month, no pay. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
You work for a month, no pay, and they'll give you a good referral.
Reference. But
Okay.
if you don't,
If you walk out, you're not going to be able to get another job because you need a referral.
right.
Okay. So they make you work
Oh,
for usually several weeks, a month,
for free.
and for free, and then you're released with on good terms.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sad. It's pretty ridiculous, but that's what you have to do. So
It's the nature.
when they meet a foreigner and the foreigner doesn't understand that and he goes, "Just quit your job, we'll take care of you." Well, it's not so easy for a Filipino because if she doesn't get a good referral and you dump her,
Hmm.
she doesn't get a job. And so let's say she was a waitress or a bank teller or a nurse. These are, if she was um, just cooking on a store outside little grill, wouldn't matter. But if they have a professional job, okay, cashier or something of that nature, they're not going to get the job back, especially at the same place. They won't get
Hmm.
it. They can't just quit. It's a shame, but that's the way it is. Anyway,
So
so you're
gonna
starting
go
all.
slow,
So you're going to
absolutely
have to come
slow, not
back.
jumping into bed or anything, going very slow,
Good.
platonic, and just be friends and
Okay.
learn
And you
each
talk to
other.
her
And
about that.
oh yeah,
Okay.
it's always up front.
It's
So
clear. Okay.
very clear of what
You,
I'm
you,
very, very clear
you
about what's
have to be
going on.
upfront and clear. That's the only way. That's the proper way. Because unfortunately, a lot of expats come here and they're just jumping from girl to girl and destroying their lives. Not a good thing.
Right.
Don't do that.
I have had 2 women in 40 years, and I'm
Right.
not shopping. I'm not gonna be trying them
Okay.
out, trying out the when you go shopping, I'm not trying things out. No.
Okay. That's good. Now, obviously, I'm going to say a month or two, I'm going to have you come back
Okay.
because we have to find out what. Can I ask her first name?
And
Anne. So we need to find out about Anne and you and how it's working out.
sure.
And then are you looking for some place to work because you don't have a job here
No, as I say,
other than the book?
yeah, the book is bringing in the income and being a consultant,
Okay.
so I can do that. And the other books I'm writing, I've got some other plans too for free housing and the free food. So
Okay.
there's ways of
Well,
getting that
people would be
happening.
interested, and I'd be
Hmm.
interested. It's
Yeah,
good. It's wonderful that people can live and leave the U.S. on so little money.
right.
How much money would you think someone would need to leave the U.S. and come to the Philippines and go through? I'm sorry, it was
WWOOF,
WWOOF,
wolf.com.
Wolf.com. How much money would you say would be fair for them? They obviously have to pay for their flight,
Right,
but they could find that on the
right. Google Flights,
Google flights, so they can come here on under $500
and
one
they will
way.
know where they're going
Right.
and transportation, getting them to the farm. The farmer might pick you up at the airport.
They
It
make okay,
depends. You could pay them to pick you up, or it
okay,
depends on the situation. My
probably a lot
farmer
cheaper.
happened, his wife lives in Manila,
Okay,
and he goes there every week for a few days.
so you just
So
arranged it.
he just picked me up for the airport and took me back to the farm.
So what do you recommend people would need in order to be safe and not destitute in the Philippines? Because you don't want to be here and have no money.
Yeah.
So
If you're
one is
doing,
you need to have retirement income, of course.
oh, got to have
You got
something.
to
Got
have
to be paid
something.
in dollars.
Yeah, or you have to have something enough in the bank, but you don't want to blow it. You want to make sure you keep it in the bank and
Right.
you could draw it. But how much money would you say they need?
The number that comes to my head is $500 is
That's very little money.
if you're doing the wolfing, if your housing is and your food, your room and board is free, and you can stay a month, you can stay possibly 6 months or a year.
Do they need to know a trade?
No, I mean, you could I was making turmeric powder. We're making turmeric
I
spices
wouldn't
there.
even know how, but I guess you're crushing leaves of some
It
kind.
was like a root,
Yeah.
and then you would wash the root, and then you'd slice it with a knife,
Ah,
and then you would set it all out in the,
dry
dry it in the,
sun.
yeah, in the greenhouse.
Okay,
Yeah, it was
greenhouse.
covered. And then once it dries, then you crush it up and you make the powder, you put it in a jar, and you've got turmeric. And we were
Where were
making
you doing
chocolate.
that? Where were you
That was
doing
in Haviland Farms there in Manila,
in Manila?
outside of Manila. Yeah.
I would think more than $500. I would not strongly not you
For
real
me,
for you,
for me,
but
that'd be
you've been
more
doing
than
it for a
enough.
while. Okay, let's say a guy's new. He's never woofed before. Okay, hasn't worked on a farm, is not
Mhm.
familiar with the Philippines, hasn't really traveled. Okay, so a couple $1,000 minimum.
It'd be nice to have in the back, but what are you going to spend it on? You're not going anywhere. You're on the farm. get acclimated, meet a provincial girl.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't wanna be in a city. It's crazy.
Okay. So now you have an income from the book.
Mhm.
Have you sold? Has Amazon's given you orders for books?
It will be coming because there's a lag time. You have to build up enough
Okay.
for them to write a check for you,
Okay.
and it just got started,
Okay.
but I've been on about 13 podcasts about the book,
Oh,
so they're promoting it.
here in the Philippines.
No, it's all around the world. I've been interviewed
Oh,
by a
okay.
guy from Nigeria and 4 people from London and a guy from India and a whole bunch of people from America, and so
You're acclimated and you're outside your comfort circle. You've gone outside the comfort circle. Okay. So you've acclimated to be comfortable outside the comfort circle. You have to understand the people I'm talking to right now, they're in this circle. All their friends, everybody they know, everything they know is within the circle. You understand that. And to go outside that circle is an uncomfortable zone.
Mhm,
Okay. So you did that, but not everybody can just jump on a plane and come over here and work at Woof, on a farm. It's just that's a big step. That's asking a lot to give up everything, to sell everything. You gave everything away to your
mhm.
ex. If you haven't seen, you need to see part one because it's an incredible story. Okay, but a lot of guys. What do you have to say to guys that have never gone outside their comfort circle? What is your suggestion to them?
You wanna stay and die? I mean, it's
And
just
unhappy?
I have 30 the actuarial tables tell me I have 32 years left. So do I want to spend 32 years in fishing in a polluted lake with toxic fish? Or do I want to come here to the Philippines where they find me attractive, young and old? They talk to you, they're friendly, they smile. This is the place to be. Once you've been here and you acclimate yourself to the Filipino life, you're not going to go back. And why go back? You're paid in dollars, you spend it in pesos. You're going to not live like a king, but you can live any way you want. And you can do things here. Like I'm writing a book. There's
Right.
things you can do if you want income, but you don't really need that much. And you can be connected to a family and supply them and hope and be supportive to their family because they're working to support their elder family. And you have to recognize that. And part of your pension is going to go towards the family being supported.
Are there, you've been in multiple countries.
Mhm.
Would you feel that same way about other countries?
No, this country here not only has a history and culture, but it has a law. There's a law here in the Philippines that says you have to take care of your elderly family.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
and they can take you to court and
Really?
say that you are not providing for me, and the children can take the parents to court saying they're demanding too much. So it works both ways.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
I
I
looked
know
into
you
that
have to be
before I
very
came here.
careful here about what you say to Filipinos because there's a lot of words here. You could be sued for the wrong. If you bring your American attitude here,
Yeah,
raise your voice, curse or cuss at a Filipino, or tell them that they're stupid AF, okay? You are in trouble,
big trouble.
big trouble. Here, words make a difference.
Yeah,
Back home in the US, sticks and stones,
all right.
but words never hurt me. But that's not
They
the
heard
case here.
here.
Words here, yeah, they'll
Yep.
and you are definitely let known that you're a guest here. I don't know if you realize this, but you have to be very careful.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Don't change the Philippines.
mm,
Let the Philippines change you.
yes, I do.
Relax, let it go. It's not important.
Now, being here 5 months, we're just going to go a little
Mhm.
bit into what did you find besides being able to speak English here and the cost being very cheap. What do you find good here, and what do you find not so great?
Well, let's do the not so great.
Okay, let's do
The
it not
first
so
thing
great.
is traffic. I mean, when I stepped out of the airport, I landed at 2 o'clock in the morning
Mm,
and I'm going, why should I go to a hotel room and pay for a night when I'm only going to sleep a couple hours? And they had free Wi Fi. So I sat in a chair and hung out for a little while, did some research. And I stepped out from the airport onto the boulevard, basically, a little travel, a little driving a little bit, getting out to the main drag. And there's a traffic. It was the number of cars and buses and motorcycles. I couldn't believe the noise and the dust. So
uh-huh.
I started
It
walking.
is very dusty and dirty, and
Yeah,
that's nice. Did you get sick when you first got here? You
not
didn't have
once.
any lung problems. A lot of people get um, uh, a flu or infection in their
Mhm.
lungs when they first come here, or they get ill from the bacteria that's in the air, stuff like that.
Yeah,
A lot of people do. A lot of you don't, but
not
you had
me.
traveled a lot anyway. So,
Mhm.
So you might have been immune to a lot of that.
Mm,
I'm just letting people know that
yeah,
it is very common to get sick here for someone to come right from America to here because there is a lot of bacteria and stuff in the air,
yeah,
that you breathe in.
I
Anyway,
have any problem with that.
so
I
the
don't drink,
traffic's a
yeah,
problem. The
traffic
dust is
and
a
the
problem. The
noise.
noise is a
Yeah.
problem. Very noisy
Dogs,
here.
dogs. You're not used to that, but there are
Dogs,
a lot of
roosters,
stray
karaoke.
dogs.
Yep.
And I walked by and saw so many animal bite clinics.
Yes.
Animal bite clinic, animal bite clinic. Well,
Well,
you got to
I
be careful.
visited one. Let me tell you, I had to get rabies shots. It's not a fun thing.
Yep.
It's very painful. A dog just picked up a little puppy, and the puppy, for some reason,
Oh yeah.
bit me twice, both sides of my hand.
Yep.
And everybody says it's a puppy. It hasn't had its shots yet. You better go to ABC. And it was a good thing because I found out that puppy was put down because it did end up with rabies and it had to be put to sleep. But I had
Yep.
gotten the shots. And everybody says, you don't get the shots, and especially a puppy, you're playing with your life. So that's why there's ABC centers. I've heard of a guy got my hairdresser, he got bit by a rat on his
Hmm.
foot and he had to get the shots. So
Yep.
it's
Even though rats don't carry rabies, but that's I
they
looked into
cover
that.
other diseases.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and anything else?
No, no, let's see. The good stuff is partly the weather, you would say, because it's nice and warm. But on the other
It's
side, I
hot.
like it cold.
Yeah.
So I don't do very well. I liked
You're
aircon.
going to find
So
out that Dumaguete is going to be very hot in the next few
right.
months, extremely hot, sunburn you. Good thing you have an umbrella. Uh, you could put on some sunblocker possibly. Uh, it's also just getting out of our humid season. So it, you were here during the humid
Hmm.
season. I don't like it. If you're in Florida, you'll be just fine. I came from California. So how did you do on the humid,
Again, I don't like that at all.
hot and humid?
Hot and humid. And there's not much choices. Although at the farm, it was cooler and less humid,
Was it higher elevation?
higher elevation.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
where Dumaguete's low. It's a bowl. So yeah, okay.
But besides that, if you like the warmth, I like the cold, but then I can travel.
Yeah, you can go into the malls, you can go into the restaurants, they have AC.
That's what
You're
they
gonna
do.
find Duma doesn't have a consistent power either. They have a lot of problems here there with their power. It's not consistent. They
Hmm.
call it brownouts, but they're technically blackouts. The power goes out.
Hmm.
A brownout, the lights dim. That doesn't happen here. It's either on or it's off. Happens pretty often now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we have growing pains. There's too much strain on the lines. They don't have backup lines like they do, transmission lines like they do in the States. And also they're having planned shutoffs on Saturdays or Sundays here because they're taking power to the new airport, international airport they're building in Pekong,
Mm.
and it comes from Valencia.
Oh.
And they have to shut all the power down because uh, in Valencia, here, Pekong, Darwin, Dumaguete, everything, because they're putting high power lines, I guess, uh, way up on top, and they have shut all the power off to get there for safety sakes.
Hmm.
Anyway, so you're going to find they're going to be blackouts and stuff. When that happens, sometimes they're 10 minutes. If they're unplanned, they're
Hmm.
usually 10 minutes to 30 minutes. If they're unplanned, if just everything goes out, 10 to 30 minutes, okay, and it'll come back on. If they're planned, there is a site, and if you go to Norco, there's a site you can look it up, and I'll tell you what days that they're going to be shutting down and what hours.
Okay.
Okay. And then at that point, what you want to do is, unless your hotel has a backup generator, you're going to want to go to the mall or to a coffee shop that has a backup generator. So
Yeah.
it's just a show. Yeah. But welcome to Dumaguete.
Thank you. Yeah, well, before I left Maine, I was in a tent, so didn't
Oh,
have electricity out there.
so you're okay. You can live. See, but you've done all these things. You've lived on the ground with nothing. A lot of the people my viewers, they want to make the change,
Hmm.
but they've never lived with nothing.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's scary. I understand that.
I walk in faith with God,
Okay, that's
so
good.
God provides everything.
Was there anything else you wanted to say? Well, I think we covered a lot.
A few things.
I'm going to have a lot of questions from my subs. They're
Perfect.
going to have lots of questions. I'll make a list.
Okay.
I'm going to have you come back, Tom, and in about a month or two, and we'll see how it's going
Yeah.
with. I'm
With
sorry, what
Anne.
was her name again?
Anne.
Anne. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll see how it's going with you and Anne, and if you found something here to keep you busy other than a book. Uh, how are you getting around here?
I do a lot of walking.
Oh,
I love to walk, and it's easy to take a trike. And Anne has a motorcycle. Actually, has two
she has 2
motorcycles.
bikes.
Yeah,
Okay. Are they scooters,
scooters. Yeah,
automatics? Okay.
yeah, automatics. Yeah,
So you'll have transportation
yep.
soon. That's good. And you know how to ride.
I do know how to ride.
You have a helmet?
Not yet, but she has a second one. But Anne has a second one.
You sure?
Yeah,
All right.
got
Well,
to wear a
I
helmet.
was gonna get you a helmet.
Oh, I was gonna. No, I leave it for a kid. It's better to have a kid wear it.
These are adult helmets.
I'll take
These
one.
helmets are smaller.
I will take one. I will appreciate that very
I'll
much.
provide you with a helmet. I appreciate you
Oh,
being on the channel,
yeah,
and I'll get you a helmet, and I'll get you safe because that's the most important thing. You might want a pair of gloves.
yeah,
It's not a quest in motorcycle safety and motorcycle and scooter riding. It's not if, it's when. You will have a problem. It just happens. It
yeah.
comes out of nowhere. It's not your fault.
An
They
animal.
hit the back of you. They knock you over. It's not wonderful, but as long as you're not going fast,
Right.
you're not going to break a bone. You want to protect your head. You want to protect your hands, and no open toe shoes.
Right.
I know you came here in sandals.
I will
You
do a lot of
cannot wear
walking.
sandals. You need to
Right.
get something that's, you can have Crocs, but you have to have
Covered
something that
toes.
covers your toes. Okay. And that's what you need to protect. All
Yeah.
right. I really appreciate coming on here. I know my guests are very interested in this. We're going to do a 3-part. This is the end of a 3-part series, and then we'll have a upcoming revisited.
Yeah. Prologue.
Okay. I'm going to sign off, everybody. Thanks again, Tommy.
You're welcome.
We're going to
Thank you.
sign off right here. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. So we're going to start recording now in a moment, but I'm going to explain to the people, and this is going to be on the outtake. Okay. Uh, Outtakes and bloopers. It was a big blooper the first time because I kept hitting start streaming instead of stop recording. Okay, but in any case, now we got it right. So I record all this, and then I put it in an editor, Filmora,
Okay.
and then I put in an intro and an outro, and I give them a little bit of some text that says if they want the ebook, how to get the ebook,
Mhm.
and then I'll tell them to stay tuned at the end to listen to the outtakes. The outtakes sometimes are funny because it's like
The bloopers.
I'm bumbling. I'm a bumbling idiot. I just am.
I was having fun.
I literally learned laptop in crash course 6 weeks. I never had a laptop. I've
Why?
always used a cell phone. I was great with a cell phone. I could do anything with a cell phone. But this is the first time I bought this thing about 2 months ago, didn't know how to turn it on. Didn't know how to connect it to anything.
Yeah.
And luckily, a friend, Nick, came over who's Nick's Computer Fix, and he's a whiz. He's been doing it for years. He has 330,000 followers. And so, bottom line is, he's giving me a crash course. So he's getting mad at me because I'm going, what? What'd you do? He says, I've showed you 4 or 5 times. I says, dude, I'm going to be 69. You got to show me 10 times. I'm sorry.
Right.
I says, there's so many different windows and windows have windows and options. It's like the operator press 5 and then you have all these choices and then he comes on and says, okay, if you want this, you want that. Now you have another 4 choices. And it's like, I'm confused. I'm lost. Now I'm still having a little trouble, but I could use a laptop
Yeah.
and I'm finding it a lot more advantageous than a cell phone because and it doesn't show up on the screen the same as a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's different and you can do a lot more things. But you'll notice I talk a lot.
That's fine.
And we're going to start talking about you.
Did you want me to mention the book about the debt or not?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. Because
All
I
right.
have a free website. They can get a free
Oh,
book
we're
and
going to
free
get into that. I'll
consultation.
ask you about it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'm going to stop this now. And we're going to
That's
start.
like, how are you making money here? And I said, well, I'm here. I wrote a book. So,
Oh, you have to make money somehow.
yeah. So I wrote a book. Well, what's
Are
the
you
book
okay
about?
about me asking you?
Ask me anything.
Well, sure. Like,
I'm
if you
open.
make money, how much money you make on the
Sure, I
book?
don't mind.
You don't mind. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just want to make sure. And this conversation right now, I'm probably going to stick on the end as an outtake
Sure.
because people want to know, why are you so aggressive? Why do you ask so many questions? Okay, well, that's just in my nature.
Mhm.
But if you don't want to answer anything, you don't have to.
I'm fine.
You're okay with anything, you sure?
More hostility, the more
No,
skepticism.
I'm not hostile.
No, anything
I'm
like
trying
that
to be
is
nice.
fine.
I
No,
really
don't
do.
be nice. You.
No, that is me. I just try to be
You.
nice. So that's
Don't be
me.
nice. Be an asshole.
No, trust me, I was years ago,
I
and then
know. I can tell.
I was
I can
years ago.
tell.
I had a lot of money, and I had a near death experience. I literally
Hmm.
died 3 times,
Yeah.
and I had a piece of steel in my head. It was a vehicle accident.
Oh, wow.
Not my fault. Still waiting after since 2016. Still waiting for
Yeah.
the lawsuit. So I'll
9
probably be
years.
dead by the time it settles because they don't want to pay it. But in
No.
any case, it wasn't my fault. But I didn't remember anything, and I don't remember being a jerk. But
Oh.
everybody told me, you were a real jerk before, and now
Yeah.
you're so nice, and it changed me. And thank God. And really, I think it was God's.
Yeah. Intervention.
It was, He made me way different. They told me I was paid people off. I was horrible. I was horrible. I was a horrible person.
Mhm.
So thank God I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You can't change the past, but you can change
I can change the future, and I try to. Okay.
today.
All right, let's start this recording. I'm going to stop this.
All right.
All right, so we're recording again, and I was kept hitting streaming like we're on YouTube because I need another cup of coffee. Go ahead and say a few words so I make sure your sound comes out good, Tommy.
Maybe more drugs.
No, no drugs.
More drugs.
They don't have drugs in the Philippines. No drugs in the Philippines.
I smelled marijuana once in 5 months. That's
Yeah,
all I've smelled.
not here. It's not happening here.
It's, was in Subaspas, I was walking by, caught the faint smell, but yeah.
Go ahead and talk a little. I
And
guess
talk
I have
some
to
more.
adjust your volume. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs, don't do prescription
Oh,
drugs.
you're boring.
Yeah, I am. I'm no fun Tom.
Go to bed early.
I
Get
do
up
go to bed.
early.
I get up early,
Oh my
4,
God.
3, whatever.
All right, hold on. Let's check this.
I had a license and I see 2 cops on the side. And so I'm driving down the street and they follow me. 2 cops following me. I'm doing everything legal. And all of a sudden they light me up. And they say, "Oh, let me see your driver's license. Okay. And your insurance." I hand it to him.
Hmm.
And he said, "Oh, you don't have, DMV says that this has not been registered." I went, "That's no, the car's registered, but you don't have insurance." But I have proof. That proof of insurance. No, they gave me a $500 ticket
Why?
because the DMV didn't have that document
Oh, for
of
crying out
insurance.
loud. That's crazy.
It is.
It's not
So I
fair.
went to court and fought it, and then the commissioner said no. I went to the law library. I read the law. You cannot stand on the side of the road and look at license plates and catch it. You can only do this when there's been an accident or if you pull somebody over for an offense.
Oh.
So they were illegally doing this,
Ah.
and so then I got denied. I mean,
But you
the commissioner said guilty. I went, "Guilty? Here's the proof." I asked, I had the officer on the stand. I said, "Does this look real?" Yeah. Did it look legitimate? Yeah. You just seen it before? Yes. So I appealed it and I
right.
won by appeal.
Oh, that's good.
But
They have tow trucks now that just scan license plates as they drive up and down
mhm,
parking lots
yep,
on where they park cars in,
I
in
get you.
carports, and
Pull it
it
out.
it it sends off a sound to them when it
Oh,
recognizes a license plate that's in their system that's being
oh,
that needs
wow.
to be repoed. So I guess it's okay for privately to use, but maybe
Yeah.
not for the police.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a second. We're gonna see how this looks.
So I filed complaints.
Oh,
I had all the evidence. It was a big scam going on by the police and a
of
city
course.
council and the courts. And then there were death threats. So I had to leave.